Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to the Shit Show. Ruben is here with me, and we'll be waiting on Bruce, but he'll be here with us here in just a little bit. But I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. So let's see who's all here real quick.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, grumpy old ninja. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. And there's 2 comments by them. Jackie was in here. Six Nation 31 Kings. Thank you for joining us tonight. Soy-based Jeremy. Hello. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. And then see, here's Bruce. He did stop in and say he had to go to his prescription. Oh, hi, Tolbat. Thank you for joining.
Tolbat, the best. He gives the best recommendations for very obscure movies, which I love.
Yeah, I know.
Jaguar. Oh my God, off the chain. Loved it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good ideas stewing in his brain. But I would say thank you to everybody. And
Cotton is correct. Yes, she is very stunningly beautiful tonight.
Oh, well, thank you. I wasn't reading it. I'm sorry. I didn't see anybody say anything. But thank you very much. Ruben was able to go to the meetup, one of the meetups, and he would like to talk about it and maybe show us the pictures.
Yeah. I got some video. I got a short video I put together. I did put it on my on Twitter, and it's on my YouTube channel to show it here because again we're just want to let you know what happened. So basically, I'm in Chicago right now. I'm still recovering. I'm still homeless, looking for a new place to live. And I wanted to talk to Gary. I've been talking to Gary and to Drunk 3PO and the group about doing things because I basically want to go down the path. One of the paths I want to do is the full Forbidden Frontier aspect, where I have here's the one thing I want to basically tell everybody. The reason that I'm healing is I'm using the things that they talk about: sound, meditation, tapping to the higher power, all these things that are all they consider woo-woo. I'm doing it and it works because I can't work out. So when I went there, I basically want to be a living example of, hey, this is what I can do and what else, and then how I'm helping myself. How can I help you? And that's what I want to do for everybody that I talk to. And I put it out there now. And I talked to Gary about it. And I talked to Jay about the same thing, that my mission now in life is to be a servant to the fellowship in a way. And I've sold everything. All I have left are my computers, my clothes, and that's it. I don't have a house. I have a car I'm going to get rid of and rebuild a truck and be happy and move somewhere else. My plan C, yes, there is a plan B, but a plan C is to move to Uruguay, get out of town. And I already know where I need to go. But until then, I'm going to do what I can do. But now I am doing good. And basically, I drove up there and they had this at the Great Lakes Distillery in Milwaukee. And it was funny. They reached out to Gary to have the meetup. And they had the whole brewery area. They had cordoned off as a private event. It was huge. You'll see in the video. And there were about 150 people there, 200 people there. And the line started at 6, was supposed to end at 9, was the end. But Gary kept on, the line wouldn't stop. So basically, we got to figure these things out. It's kind of weird.
But that's good. That means he had a great turnout.
But again, 6 p.m. he started. And then they finished. Like they said, okay, the last person who he's talking to about 11:30. It was long. It was long. But then I was walking around. They had brats. Beautiful. The brats were so juicy and tasty. It was just wonderful. And when the people that were there, Father Miller was there, Nick Weiser was there, Tom Connors was there, X-Ray Girl was there, Melissa and Gary, and a Lady Greymaster was there too. It was just a lot of people. I'm missing a lot of
few pictures, just a few though on Twitter.
And of course, I have one comment for everybody. I went, God, everyone's kind of so tiny and small. I thought people would be a little taller.
Yeah.
I'm looking down at everybody going, what's wrong with you people?
Everybody's short. It's small.
To me, they are. To me, they are.
Yeah.
Well, the land of the munchkins. Hello, my children. Like, well, no,
you were on the other side of the rainbow.
I know. Because I thought like again, I'm tall. I'm 6'2.5" or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
and I'm not 600 pounds. I'm 300 pounds, so 340 now. I've lost 225 pounds. But again, I want to now be that. I want to have the body of Jason Statham now. That's what I want to do. So, but anyway, I want to basically let's me go ahead and share this and play the video. And it's only a 4-minute video because again, I did a supercut on my Twitter account. There are clips, and in my YouTube channel there are 2 videos. There's the 8-minute B-roll, which is just me just running it through, and then I just did the clips, and it's funny. There's interview. There's two. It's basically around X-Ray Girl because she's the one that was out running around talking, and she said the comment, and you'll see it. Hopefully, you'll basically see it live. But I clipped it on Twitter, so you can see it there too. But I'll play the whole thing now. Let's go to share that.
Okay.
Grab the present, share screen, this one, and hit share. Hopefully you can see it.
Yep, I see it. There you go.
Oh shit.
Yay.
Yeah. This room's so private, Rogan.
I know, man.
No.
Here, this
What
microphone.
is this?
This microphone.
Oh, hi. I'm
He
talking.
was going to take a bite out of it.
What is that?
I talk. So, how you doing? How you doing, Ruben? Yeah.
Doing fine, man. How you doing?
You doing big league?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. What you gonna do when they have all the meat and all the beer and all the whiskey and everything in between? Oh yeah. How's it going, X-Ray Girl? Oh yeah.
You're just coming up right now watching
I'm
shit.
doing a promo here.
I feel like you're about to put that mic in your mouth.
I almost ate it. How you doing, by the way?
I'm good.
Oh, we get to cut a promo
Wait,
simultaneously.
what do I do? I feel timid.
Talk!
Talk. I'm in Wisconsin.
What pizza did you have yesterday?
Oh, I had a deep dish pizza,
What
pepperoni.
place?
Chicago? It's literally named Chicago's. In Chicago.
That what? You didn't have like a notable place?
I don't know. I just chose it. Okay. Anyways. Okay.
Hi.
It was too stupid.
Oh, man.
my.
That's an awesome though.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing.
See how short everybody is?
Yeah,
It's just tiny.
amazing. That is a great venue.
Watch this.
The line is not ending. The line is not ending here. Here's the line. The meetup's been going on for almost 2 hours already, and the line has not stopped.
Was Eric K
Here's the
there?
line.
Yeah, no.
Down here,
She had wrapped around
wraps around,
It's amazing.
Goes
Yeah,
over
it's
here
a
and
lot
out the
of
door.
people.
and all the way out the door.
It was crazy. And the brats are right there.
I'm happy.
Hello,
What a
everybody. It's me,
difference.
here. And we'll walk you
Look
through
at
the
you.
meetup. Walk around and see everybody.
See, I can't walk really well. It hurts. It hurts. Sheepsidian.
Yeah, but you
Her-
did it.
her- her
You
Miranda's
still
there
did
too.
it.
Her
though.
and sheep.
Hello. Love it all.
Meetup is still going on here.
This is
It's
11:30
still
now.
after 9 already, and the line is still going on. This hell line has not ended yet.
It's almost over.
People have been waiting here since 6 p.m. in line, and this is the line now.
Now it's
It's winding
ending. See,
down.
it's right there. The end.
But this meetup has been a complete success. A lot of people, and we're just here enjoying it.
Look at that. Hey. How are you liking it so far?
Watch
How's
this
this
shit.
experience been for you?
It's been really fun. Wisconsin has been awesome. Like, I definitely want to come back. Oh my God, I see myself. Hi.
Yeah.
Did I just wave at myself? It's real
So
quick.
funny.
I also feel like a TikToker right now. Oh my God, this and this, blah, 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 blah. Bigot, blah, blah. Anyways. No, Wisconsin has been awesome. People have been very nice here, and I can't wait to come back. Whenever that is. So, yeah. I hope you're having fun, Ruben.
I am. Oh, that's good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Ah, give you a good hug there, sir. Ah!
Well, yeah, well.
That's basically it.
That is awesome.
Sounds like they're having fun.
Oh, he did. He was showing what he got to do at the meetup.
Yeah.
Glad to see
You're
that
waiting
you've
for your
got
ass.
to go out and be social, Ruben.
I don't like being social. I go out to make money. Just kidding. That's why I was there. I'm like I said, I was telling Jenna before, my whole purpose now is not, well, I say make money. I say is make you money is basic, or make somebody wealthy, or make something like that. That's because again, here's the one thing. We have a lot of talented people in the fellowship. And there was a guy, I'll do a shout out now, Matt Sturgis. He's on Instagram, and he actually handing out medallions. He made these himself, and what they are is they're just like, I don't know, you can make me big or whatever. I can show you. He was handing these out. He's selling these.
Okay.
And the
How
medallions.
do I make you big?
Wait, can you see that?
Click on his profile picture down at the bottom there, Janet.
Oh, down at the bottom. Okay. And then click on the solo layout. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
So then here basically he made these, he gave me like 4 of them, but they're brass medallions. And
wow.
what he did with them, they're each of them are custom designed, and he put FNT G&G on one side. It's an Ouroboros, and then he put he put down here, "Hail to the Fellowship."
Oh,
and then this other one's different
really
also,
cool.
and this is different.
Mm-hmm.
And this has a different design in the back. Did you see the? Sorry, turn it around. See, some are different. And what
reading. I should probably also preface this. I have to kind of crane myself to get up and see the monitor because I'm doing what the doctor said, but I have to pretty much have my foot elevated higher than the heart because we've got problems with my leg.
Oh shit. Yeah. So then I got his card too, and I put everything on Twitter and Instagram. He's out there, and I'll post it out there online too because I basically want to talk to him. And I felt bad because I'm not bad, but I'm helping him in a way because I basically said, because think about it. Here's you can put me off now. I don't need to make or anything.
And how do I do that? Just click on it again. There's we go.
A bunch of layout buttons underneath the main view bar. And
yeah, I was looking at it, but I've never done that before. I've never. I was able to
experiment.
I did.
Okay.
Right. So essentially, basically, I tell everybody. I'll tell everybody here, and it's a very common thing people tend to forget. So, as you know, I use my real name, and I like to use my real name. When I sign anything, I use my real name. Or I should say, I use the complete name. And I also, when I introduce myself to people, I use my real name. Or sorry, my whole name. Because again, psychologically, if you go up to somebody and say, "Hey, my name is Ruben," they'll basically say, "Hello, hi, my name is Janet." Mm-hmm. That's classically they'll get. It's echo. I go, "Hello, my name is Ruben Christopher Haynes. How are you doing today?" And then I would, and your name is, and I would ask, and then they would give me their full name. Because again, that's the whole thing. Because if you're at a meetup and your tagline is, Ryan's butthole, and your real name is John Lewis, and when you're introduced, you say, "I'm John and I'm butthole," and then that's about it. There's no connection. Hey, what do you do? What's all that? You want to basically get the connection there. So I want to promote this guy. I promote everybody out there. Because again, the talent that we have here, whenever you do whenever we're doing the shit show, I promote it. Whenever, and there's a show out there, I promote it. I'm doing it on Twitter, and I'm doing it on X. I'm doing it everywhere. And I'm doing this because I believe in every single thing I'm doing here. I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in what you're trying to do. What I see you doing on Twitter and X right now. What I see Bruce, what he's doing. All of the shows that you are all doing. Everybody here either has a show, or wants to do a show, or wants to have a dream of doing anything. You want to write a book. You want to create something. Because again, we're the shit show for real. This is a real shit show. people are hurting. They're struggling right now. I myself I'm still homeless right now. And I talked to Gary about that. I said, hey, I told him, I said, you know what? I'm healing. I feel better now. I'm a long way going. I really can't do the 9 to 5 as I've ever done that before. Because again, last time I had a 9 to 5 job was like what, 95 or 90, 94 around there. Everything on has been, I've been my own business, and I have to do everything on my own. And it's hard now because I'm sick. But now I want to basically do the same thing. I told Gary, I asked Gary the question. I said, Gary, if I want to do like Final Frontier for full time, if I were to live somewhere, if you were me and if you could go anywhere right now, if you were on your own, where would you go? And then basically he said, well, that's a good question. I said, don't answer it now. Let me know. And he basically did say something. He said, well, Melissa and I were thinking about moving to staying. Our choices came down to two places: the San Antonio area or Santa Fe, New Mexico. And they picked San Antonio, and I would probably pick Santa Fe because I need the cannabis. And I mentioned this to him, and he basically said within 2 years, Texas probably have cannabis too. So who knows? So we'll see what happens then.
Less than that, dude.
I know. I know. He said within 2 years. So if that happens, if all that aligns up, if Texas goes, then I'm going to go back home because I'm a native Texan. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm going to change my name back to my birth name because my father changed it like 5 times. And because my plan C is to get out of, if things go to shit, go down to Uruguay. You know, I know some Spanish. I have to learn some more, but you know, the whole Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay location right there is going to be it's going to be very, very safe to be going down there if this shit hits the fan. Because again, if you think about it, all the globe as it is, all the shit that we're dealing with is all in the northern hemisphere on the west. It's all U.S., Russia, Europe, all that bullshit. South America is not doing this shit right now. Australia's not doing this shit right now. They're not doing this shit right now. They're down there. So if I see something happening, I'm out. And I already see it. And again, I've been seeing it already happen before. You guys don't even know. I have my Android phone. I also have my security phone. There's two different phones. This one is not Android at all. This is security. And then I have my if shit hits a fan phone. This is a different phone. I have like 3. Yeah. This one is experimental. It's a computer. I'm building it. I'm still have problems right now, but I'm working on it because I'm trying to go. I know if I were healed, I'd be the fuck out of here already, but I can't. So it's rough right now. But when I talked to Gary, it was very nice. A lot of people were there, just a lot of love and happiness, and that's a good thing. That's what I like, and that's what I want to do now. I told Gary, I said, Gary, I want to be introduced to Chris Gore. I want to be the producer. If someone wants to step up and do it, let's get a film festival. Let's do some stuff. So I told Gary, and I said, yeah, let's do this. Because again, that's the thing. Because again, modern entertainment is a shit show. We entertain ourselves by mocking them. And now it's our time. We know better. You know what you like. You know why you're here, for fun and not listening to bullshit. Because you know it's all bullshit. 2 + 2 is not 5.
Well, and the Marbles is quality entertainment. What are you talking about, Ruben?
No, it's quality propaganda is what it is. That's the whole thing. No, and again, this may be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I'm not going to say anything bad. But I firmly believe that Israel and the United States and Hamas are all just playing, a Mexican. They all did it to themselves. And again,
I definitely can say I think America is where we are because our government is putting us there. I definitely believe that right now.
True. But again, the danger there that's happening now in that statement, because I agree with that. If I were to say to you right now that I believe the U.S. is responsible for all these things, Vietnam, 9/11, the wars, everything, COVID,
Mhm.
this and that, everything. They're responsible. They had a hand in this. They were doing this. We've been killing so many people. It's insane. If I say that, that's a true statement. We can all agree on that.
Yeah, I do.
But the bad side is, if I said that and I was 20, these kids are doing it now, listening to the Bin Laden letter that's
Mhm.
going on TikTok right now, and it says, and it's saying the same thing. U.S. is
It's like the
responsible.
Marvels all over again.
I know,
Mhm.
but the thing is that we have to remember that Bin Laden is a U.S. plant. We trained the guy. We trained him. We trained Gaddafi. All of these dictators in Latin America, we trained them. We were responsible. We caused these problems. The fentanyl
Well,
crisis
yeah.
is caused by us. Everything's
I
caused
know
by
a
us.
lot of people have been talking, I've seen on X, about how after the German war, right, and Hitler was supposedly taken out, that we brought a whole bunch of those doctors and stuff that were involved in all these terrible
Operation
things that were going on
Paperclip.
right
Yeah.
to our country
Yeah, yeah.
and give them jobs and places to live.
Yeah.
And so, you know,
Because again, that's a thing. I swear, there are serial killers out there that are not serial killers. They're actually contract killers that are just doing it for fun now. Because again, they do good in their opinion. They go out and get rid of people, but they're still doing it. We create the monsters
mhm.
ourselves. This government does, because it's a means to their end to continue control power. And there's one TikToker out there that said something like, I have to get up and work. I have to pay for this. I have to do this. I have to say at work 8 hours a day. You
Mhm.
don't have to. You don't have to do anything. And I'll just say honestly, it's like, again, I never believed that aspect of it, but I did believe that if I worked hard, did a good job, got paid for it, I could do the things I love doing. And I love to, I had a Mercedes. I had a custom designed Volkswagen. I still have my French horn. I only two exist in the world, and it's a $25,000 instrument because I love my music and I play classical music. It's a very expensive instrument because the Stradivarius is very expensive too. But the point being here is, I thought doing that, and I really thought the political discord was honest.
Mhm.
I watched Crossfire growing up. I watched CNN when it started in 1980, and I thought that, wow, this is good. It's a real debate. They're talking. I loved going to Washington, D.C. and looking at the history and the government. I loved going into the Capitol building and Senate Hall, the Senate Hall is so tiny. Seeing it, but I was there for an actual debate going on. I was just sitting in the gallery. It was just so beautiful. I loved it. It was Bob Dole talking. I loved it. This is back in the 90s,
Mhm.
but it was fun. And now, thanks to January 6th, I'm just disgusted with the whole thing. And I we're like black-pilled, and I see everything, and it's just a lie. It's crazy.
Well, I
It is a
saw
shit
something
show.
right here. Jeffrey
Yes.
Epstein. This.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Thing
Yeah.
is, one of the things I remember talking about was, where did he get all his money? Why was he so rich? And how did
Again,
he know all these
access to the girls and the women, handling it all up there. He has his island, his area. It's access.
Mhm.
That's the whole thing. But
So
again,
that to
remember,
me is very believable, because it was like he came out of nowhere, and he was very, very rich, and he knew everybody, and you normally you see him coming up, you know what I mean, at different things. You see him here, then you see him over there or there. It was all of a sudden like he was in the middle of all this stuff, and he's right in the middle of New York, and he's a shit tons of money, and he knows all these people, but I never heard of him before. You know what I mean?
right.
Did you hear about him before he
sorry.
became famous because of all this stuff that was going on?
Yes, I know.
Epstein
I
rose
didn't
to
know.
power during the Clinton era.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Before the Clinton era, did anybody ever hear this multi-millionaire, billionaire guy? I didn't. But it might have been because I was just younger. or
Well,
whatever.
again, I knew Clinton was again, the whole idea. He's a horn dog. That was Clinton.
Yeah.
No. But the thing was, everyone knew that. He went on our city hall, played the sax. Girls loved the guy. It was all style, no
thank you.
substance. as Rush would say, you know? And that was the problem. And again, the cult of personality, it's influencers.
Yep. Definitely.
Obama, another planet,
Mhm.
Manchurian candidate. He's
He
running the
came
show
out of
right
nowhere
now.
too.
No, he did come from somewhere.
Bill Ayers. They handpicked the guy. Because
Bill
again,
Ayers
and again, if you want to go down conspiratorial part, Stanley.
What I mean that came out of nowhere was he didn't really do anything. I mean, besides be a senator, right?
No,
in
he didn't do
Illinois.
that.
What was he
He
doing
didn't do
before
that.
that?
He didn't finish his
I,
term.
well, I know, but before that, it's what I'm saying is that you see like Nancy Pelosi type people running for all these different offices. Hillary Clinton, she was a highfalutin lawyer in Arkansas in the Whitewater case and stuff, and she got her name in for that. And then she was the wife of a governor, that type of thing. She was dabbling in other things, so you heard about it. But what was it Obama was in before all of a sudden he ran against Hillary Clinton and won?
You want to know what it was? Janet?
What?
Okay. Well, one of the things he was involved with the Victim Caucus of Chicago. He was 100% wrapped into that, and he got into that.
But before, that's afterwards. I'm talking beforehand. I'm talking the really beginning.
Go for the early stuff.
The early stuff. His mother, Stanley Ann. It's a guy's name. Was a whore and a communist, and and then they were actively trying to overthrow the government and doing things. So I thought it's part of a breeding program, Satanists and all that bullshit, to get this guy who never lived in the United States. Hawaii. Nope. That's for sake of argument. Let's say he was born in Hawaii, which is a fucking lie. He spent his majority in Indonesia. He was a Muslim. He is a devil worshiper, and he's a bisexual motherfucker. That's what this motherfucker is. I'm sorry, but it's true.
And if you want to know about the devil worship, actually all you have to do is go into the photographs of him and Mike sitting together on the couches, and you see all their little statuettes.
Yes.
And I know it sounds crazy, but all that shit, that's not just idle little just knickknacks and shit. That's actually got a lot of ties to various spiritual entities out of the non-West. Okay.
Yes. And but the thing is, that's the whole idea. They're tapping into dark energy. I tap into the light. That's the thing. And that's how I heal myself. I know what they're doing because I study what they're doing. I have read the remote viewing CIA documents that are real. And I can do it. I'm not lying to you. I'm bullshitting. I told Gary this too. And I can do it. And I know what they're doing. And I'm going to stop what they're doing. Little old me will do it.
But you have to remember too, real people that worship the devil, they believe in him just like you believe in God. And so by them believing in that, they're going to get help from him to do things that are bad. Okay?
Yeah, but the thing is, but again, but here is where I have to tell you a very real truth. The Western version of religion is also very evil.
Mm-hmm.
It is evil. I should take it back. There is, because that's the thing. Anything when anybody says it's a religion, it is evil per se. I mean, no, in truth. And again, I'm not telling you the Roman Empire never went away. It turned into a church. And the British Empire never went away. It turned into a bank. Mm-hmm. And the Satan's henchmen are running the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the same thing in Israel, and the same thing in Islam. You have three evil entities: the Islamics, the Christians, and the Jews, fighting for power, and they're all evil. That's the truth. They don't believe in God. They believe in devil. They are the devil. All of them. They want power. Think about that. How many kids that the Vatican not just molested, but put in trafficking? And also Islam and Hebrews. It's again, you have to go back to the original sources. The original sources of all the text have the proof what they're doing. But again, and that's the whole idea. There is no difference between a Bible humper and a Antifa or a jihadi. They're the same. They want you to. That's why they're doing it now. That's why Ben Shapiro is gone apeshit nuts against Candace Owens. And again, it's Christ the King, Jewish this. Again, that's what they want. They want to rip you apart, and they're doing this to rip you apart. That's all they're doing. 100%.
Yeah, but see, to me, it's wrong to group all of them into one group.
No, but they all. If you are part of a group of religion,
mixed in doesn't mean that everyone's involved. You know,
you're involved. You're involved by ignorance. That's the whole point.
There's people that are going to be involved in a lot of the backroom deals, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, but they're still going to have people they push around as pawns, as frontmen, facemen, who are not clued into the entire deal.
Correct. Because you can
say there are people that are innocent involved in all of it that don't realize that they're being duped.
That is true. Not every Catholic or Christian or whatever believes.
You could say right now about what happened with the jab. Okay.
Right.
You have all these people that are living their lives, paying their bills, getting up, going to work, going to the doctor, taking care of their families, and then they're told that, hey, if you don't do this, your mom's gonna die because you're gonna expose your mom to this. So if you don't get this shot, blah blah blah. So a lot of people have tunnel vision in their life. They're looking and focusing on their families, their bills, things that they feel in their little world are important, and they're doing what they're told is best for them and their family, and they trust the government to a certain degree to do that. But then you have other people like me that looked at it and they told everybody on the news, you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to worry about COVID because it's only going to kill, this very few amount of people that are sickly, they're very old or whatever, and if you're healthy, you don't really have anything to worry about. So at the very beginning, I was like, well, it's no big deal. I just did the same thing I always do. I washed my hands, I just tried to be, careful because it was like a flu. But when they started saying that they were making a vaccine, I'm like, a vaccine for what? The common cold, basically. To me, that was ridiculous. So I was never sucked into it because to me, in my brain, I was like, this is dumb. They're making a vaccine for something that only kills less than 1% of the whole population, when there's other diseases that they should be making vaccines for if they're going to make a vaccine. But the thing is, when the stuff started coming out and they started cranking it out, my allergy doctor said he didn't think I should get it simply for the fact that he couldn't find out what was in it. Okay. He can't give me a jab or something. He has no idea what's in there because he doesn't know if all of his patients are going to die. Right. If you're an allergy doctor, if you give all your patients stuff that you have no idea what's in it, you're not going to have any patients by the end of the year because you're jabbing them all up with stuff they're allergic to. Right. To me, that was perfectly common sense. So I just said, hell, I ain't getting that shot. And then he told me to try to be careful about people that are shedding. Don't be around them if they just recently had shots. So I just did all those things. And guess what? I've never had COVID. I was tested one time because I was nauseated for 4 days. And when I went to the doctor, they wanted to stick that thing up my nose. And I said, no, you're going to take my blood and I'm going to watch you and then do it that way. And it was negative. Okay. But the thing is, I realized later that I had cleaned up some bug spray without gloves, and I'm allergic to so much stuff, and it made me nauseated for days. I mean, I was in bed for days nauseated, but that was it. No fever, just nausea. And I was very severely dehydrated when I went to the emergency room, but it wasn't COVID. Okay. And I never had COVID, and I still haven't had it. And I'll knock on wood that I don't get it.
You're not going to get shit. You're not going to get shit.
But the thing is that I wash my hands. I'm clean. I keep my house clean. I use Lysol when I clean my bathrooms and stuff. The same thing I did before COVID came out, and I never got sick. So no one's going to get me to believe that it's worth it having a vaccine and dying from it. So to me, it was all by the government.
I know. Do you know what I use? You know what I use to clean my house? Water.
Mm-mm.
Water. I don't use any chemicals at all. I only use soap, natural soap. I don't use any perfumes. I don't use any deodorants or anything like that. I don't even never have. I stopped using that long time ago. I just use natural stuff, like all organic, and I drink tea and stuff. So I just like that. And that's what is it? Yeah, but here's the thing. Where is it? Yes, that's true. She is. She's very smart. Because again, here's the last thing I'll say right in this, and just tell you a little bit about me. When I was 2 years old, I started reading. At 2, I started reading. I started reading, and I read the Bible. And after the first paragraph, I closed it because it's fiction. It still is.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
a lot
real.
of people believe that. A lot of people
It's not
believe
real.
that.
I know they do, because then you've been convinced to believe it's true.
Torah
You've been
and
lied
about
to.
the Quran
You've been lied
and
to.
every other document like that. People believe that they're not
I know,
real.
and that's why we're gonna go down a very dark path, because people believe this shit.
Mm-hmm.
They
Well,
I mean,
Sure.
if you want to discount it, that's okay.
No,
I
I know.
myself-
I totally discount it. That's why I'm saying it's total bullshit. But they don't know the truth. You're being
But
controlled. Everyone's being controlled.
There's a value to a religion that can stand criticism. There's many that don't, that cannot withstand criticism. And I have problems with certain books in the Bible, but I found out that there are some texts which were translated to certain types of Bibles.
Yeah, they've been
Bible
manipulated.
stands up fairly well. It's a good historical document. The new international version, stay the fuck away from that. Stay completely away from that. It's been sanitized and it's been absolutely tainted. But
Yeah, I read the original sources.
You have to let people read. You have to let people go and discover, and they have to go do it themselves. Because if they don't have that desire to fucking find out for themselves what the problem is, then they're never going to think that they're living in error. They don't. And you can scream it at them at the top of your lungs,
Right.
but you're just going to hurt yourself.
Right. Okay. Here's why. Because again, the universe is electric. I know the universe. I feel the universe around me. I know what it is. It's not this. And the whole resurrection of virgin birth thing has been done over and over and over again for billions of years. We've been around a lot longer than 2,000 years, or according to the Hebrew 6,000. The whole young Earth model 6,000 years.
I bet I'm willing to wager our evolution has been around for about 7,000.
7 what?
7,000 years. We've
No,
been
more
around
than that. Fucking, it's been
the
for
stage.
it's
No, not
been
before
for
that. Because you have Sumeria, maybe 10 to 7,000, but at some point the Sumerian apocalypse happens, and then epoch starts.
That's still early. It's still early. It's even older than that.
I think the planet's really new. I don't think the planet is nearly as old as what people say.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's 4.8 billion years old, and intelligent life as we know it, in a form that we can recognize, has been around for about 55 million years.
Maybe intelligent life elsewhere, but I don't believe
here on this Earth, and it's been destroyed 6 times.
Has been around, but I don't believe it's that old. I think it's really young, and the reason why I say that is that if it was as old as what some scientists claim, is that you would have the effects of erosion would be much more pronounced. Okay, you would have more.
That's wrong. It's because it's been renewed over and over and over again. It's been washed clean.
You guys can say that if you want, but I can tell you right now, I don't believe that. I believe that it's billions of years old.
Okay.
And that's what I believe, just simply because of how I was raised. And the earth is made to rejuvenate itself. It slowly works its way right back down into the core, melts down, and then pushes its way back out again as lava somewhere else.
Here's the fact: 99% of all species that ever existed are extinct. 99% of all species that ever exist on the planet are extinct. 99%.
Probably about that.
And I honestly believe that if we had not evolved ourselves, to be able to understand what fossils and stuff were, that certain fossils we would never have seen. And I'm sure there were fossils before that we will never see, because over time they've moved across the ground underneath the oceans and stuff, went back under and were dissolved by the heat of the core of the earth, that we'll never see that, because
Yeah,
it's been
you'll never see it again. And
now.
one last
Like
thing.
we will one day.
Yeah, there is very strong evidence that's not being investigated, but I've seen the papers and I've read it and I've done the studies that 55 million years ago, for about between 250 and 500,000 years, there was a highly advanced civilization. What is the hallmarkers of a civilization? There is a layer of thick, freaking like a ring around the earth that something happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That's it.
But
Well, see,
look
also-
at what happened at Mars.
So that's
We already know with science
and
that
Mars,
every
and
single
Mars was
person-
also had people on it before, and they left.
but we can already
I
tell
don't know. I
right
think they
now
got it
that
blown
none of
apart.
us are the same. We're all different. Every single one of us' DNA
Yeah,
proves
exactly.
that we're different than each other.
Exactly.
See, to me, that is a miracle in itself. The fact that there's billions of people that's been on this planet and none of us have been identical. Even though you have identical twins, even they are different.
Right.
One might like pink, one might like blue, one might like
Mhm.
this taco, one might like that. So even though someone looks identical, they still want different things. They fall in love with different people. They have different jobs. They have different interests.
Right.
To me, that's a miracle in itself. That shows me that there's something bigger at work here. So even if you don't believe in this or that or the other, there's something. And that the journey of every person's life is finding out where we fit in our journey. You see what I mean? So to me, that's how we're all come together, is because we're all so different.
Right.
But yet we all want to be together.
Yeah.
You know,
and then here's the truth of it all. Basically, all you really know is your existence, and that is the truth. You born and you're dead, and that's it. And you are part of the universe, and you are one. You are a entity that it operates in multiple dimensions all the time. You operate in 8 dimensions all the time, and you are part of this universe. You only feel the electricity around you. That's all you feel. Internally and externally, it's all electric. I can't read this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know science too. I know all science and all art and all history and all, you name a topic, I know it, basically. I'm serious. That's what I do. I'm not an idiot.
We're going to probably disagree on a lot.
I'm smarter than, no. Well, I'm smarter than anybody on the planet, period. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. I know everything.
The reason why I think that the Earth is so young is because if you go up to certain tribes in, say, Minnesota or other parts of like Dakotas or up northern part, more north than where you're at, you can go talk to elders that have been conditioned and talked to and taught what the stories are, and they will tell you that their ancestors have passed down stories where they were walking next to what could only be conceived as dinosaurs.
Yes.
Okay. So the dinosaurs did not die millions of years ago.
Yes, they did. Oh my God.
I think it's been.
If they didn't, where were the bones?
What?
They're gone. They disintegrated. It happened again. It happened. You'll never find them again. They've been around. We are used to being over 100,000. It's my God. Modern man has been around probably around 500,000, 4,000, a million years or older. You know.
I truly disagree, but I mean that's okay. We can exist and talk about this.
I know,
but I think the evolutions of these have been a much shorter throw on the time frame that everybody else is believing, and that's okay.
And the interesting thing too is that we're still finding things that have never been seen by another person.
Let's go to Lake Baikal in Russia, and let's see if we can take a deep diving sub, not this Ocean Gate shit, and let's see what we can find down there towards the bottom of Lake Baikal, because there's things we find down there that have really interesting dynamics, and they have an interesting ability to use technology that the Russian Spetsnaz we're unable to harness. I'll have to link this to you in something, Janet, so you can share it. But the Lake Baikal swimmers is what they called them. And these things, they found stuff in Russia recently that it's a very deep lake. It's a super deep lake. And they don't have a good actual sonar program set up to give them a good landscape of how deep and then what the landscape looks like underground. But this is a crazy story, but it keeps getting verified.
Well, it's just like Loch Ness, a Yeti, Bigfoot, all these different things. Even though, look how many people, with 360 million people living in the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
Around that. And there's still sightings of Bigfoot. So we still have enough land and territory that isn't roped on a daily basis that we don't know for sure what's out there. We don't know what's in the bottom of every single lake. You don't even know what's in the bottom of the ocean. The ocean, I think it's been less explored than we have in outer space with all the satellites.
They don't want to find Atlantis or Mu and all the continents that have collapsed.
Yeah, because just like I said, under the ocean, the land is going towards each other and hitting each other and being forced down back into the core of the planet, because our planet,
the ring of fire that's on fire right now as we speak.
Yeah, we have volcanoes.
Is where Mu was
all over the world. Earthquakes,
Atlantis also. It's all that.
And all that's happening because the Earth is rejuvenating itself. It's slowly moving. The ground is slowly moving around the planet as we spin around and spin around the sun constantly. And I believe all that.
And because around the galaxy.
I've seen so many documentaries. I've gone to classes. My dad's taken me to different museums to see different things. And I just can't just all of a sudden turn that all off and say none of that happened. That was all in my imagination.
Whole thing that like when the medieval period, when they had the stories of the dragons and all that, they're talking about the stories that actually happened 55 million years ago. They are actually recalling them.
But the thing is, since we lived in, we really won't ever know until something happens and our energy changes to a pure energy and we go to another place and get to see those things and find out those facts. But the thing is, that's what's so wonderful about our imaginations, because of stories, things that we've read, things that we've seen, and we write it down on paper, and we write stories for other people to read, and then we make movies for people to watch, and that's the wonder of being a human being, to being the number one predator on this planet, and we now control it, and we can control what other people think or what people see. And look at, now we have AI, we have computers, we have robots. I mean, there's just no telling where we're going to go from there.
Yeah, this is all bullshit.
It's just to me,
AI is so dumb right now. It's not. Or sorry, it's a I don't know what the hell to call it. This is the dumbest thing in the world. It doesn't give you.
You remember watching a movie called I can't remember the name of it now, but it had these one man that was cloned like 5 times or something.
Multiplicity.
Yeah. Okay. I believe that could be possible one day. I really do, because of science. I believe in science. I believe that God made us so smart that we would evolve. We're going to evolve, just like our brains. Our brains get a wrinkle in it.
It's possibility theoretically. And
you know what I mean?
It's a theoretical possibility, but the thing is that it won't have a soul. It won't be.
Yeah, that's what some people believe, but that doesn't mean it's factual, because science is science. Once science becomes fact, it's no longer science anymore. Now you got to do the science to figure out why we're here or why we're there. It's the other things like that. That's why I think that everybody should always get up every day and try to learn something new about where they're from, where we're going, why are we here, all those things, because that's the only way we're going to find out anything about the facts about anything that's going on around us, is by researching, reading, talking, listening. I mean, the very first person that ever created music, how powerful that person must have became to be able
And
to
why
play.
they did it.
Yeah, but
And
to
why
be
they
able to play something or whistle or blow on a piece of grass or do whatever it was that they did, or just take a stick and hit another stick and make noise and get other people to go, do you hear
Well,
that?
that's how birds call each other, wolves call each other,
Yeah. And
chimpanzees,
other
gorillas.
birds that
It all
mimic
started
other
that way.
birds so they can sneak up on another bird because they sound just like it. Things,
Right.
I mean, nature is amazing. And to me, that can't be replicated, on every other planet. Every other planet's going to have its own evolved
Yeah,
animals.
that's true.
And
But again, here's what's so bizarre, and this is true.
Mhm.
They did an analysis of every language on Earth and every language that has ever existed on Earth that we know about, and the way that every animal communicates with each other through chirps and all that stuff. Dolphins, whales, bees, flies, everybody. They have a catalog, and it's proven that the most popular word of every language will be, let's rank it at number 1. And if you go down, the second most popular, third most popular, fourth most popular, all the way down to the end, it's going to be a straight diagonal line that proves that the language actually exists. And you can do this with every book you read and all that stuff. You basically pull it out and do an analysis, and basically, you prove it's not gibberish by the number of how it's called the ZAP line, and it pulls down. And they've done this with crickets, with dolphins, with salamanders, everybody, wolves, the all call. So we are talking to each other. We communicate with our own species, and it's legitimate. So the thing the thing is that proves that there is some intelligence that's order. There's order to it, just like mathematics. Why is a circle? Why? Again, our universe is built that way. Everything wants to be in that spherical area. Bubbles, isn't that in the way the elements work and all that stuff? The periodic table and everything, and the way the universe works. And again, they get it. They get it wrong, or I say they water it down. Like the Big Bang is not real. It never happened. It's not that. That's not what it makes you think something differently. They say it wrong. It's not what it is. So I don't like that anymore. I hate when they say that. They only say that because that's what makes sense based on what they see. And the whole idea of what a black hole is, no, it's not that at all. It's not what you think it is. It's all like they take down the same path, and it's just wrong. It's just totally wrong.
Well, I can tell you right now that if I had the chance to go see a black hole, I would.
Yeah,
even though I know that I would probably die when I go see it.
You wouldn't die. That's the whole thing. That's the misnomer too. You won't be sucked into it. That's the whole thing. You don't get. There's no sucking into the whole thing. It is a necessary part of the universe. It holds the universe together. It binds the fibers of the universe together.
Well, I would like to find out for sure.
Definitely. I want to see one.
That's the thing. It's getting the vastness of the universe is so vast from our knowledge that we know of, that I just don't know how anyone could travel through it and then come back and tell us about it.
Well,
here's the thing: where anyone's left alive that sent them off.
But the thing, okay, well, for me. I don't know what's in there, but it's not what it's you. Here's a wild theory that I have. I think we're in a black hole, and we feel it by the gravitational force. That's it, and it's okay because we're fine, and that would prove a lot of the whole idea why when we look out, it looks like they're receding from us because we're in the black hole already. And we're fine. We'll just never find anybody, and it's gonna go away. Seeing the further they look back with JWST, they're seeing things that shouldn't be there. Full galaxies in the past still. And it's like we're peering out of our own little portal. And we see everything else. We can't escape it, which is fine. We don't need to escape it. They can't get to us then. See, that's why the aliens can't get to us, because we're in the black hole and they can't get to us.
Well, I wanted to ask Bruce, do you want me to pull that up?
Pull what up?
What you put in the, didn't you put that in the private chat?
Yeah, I did, because that's
Do you want me to pull it up?
good.
Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna try to do this again. Here we go.
You can do it. You can do it.
Can you see it?
I can.
All right. So let me go up to the top. Wow, this is really interesting looking.
It is from a history.com or the historychannel.com.
Historic mysteries.
Just depending on your own perspective, you may feel that's already a propaganda site, but history has been interesting just for the fact that they have been going into stuff that is not normal. I wish they hadn't gone full bore with the ancient aliens bullshit, but this story is interesting because it happened in 82. And they've been staying away from that area. They've got something going on over there, but their research hasn't been that good.
Yeah.
Lake Baikal is a very deep lake, very isolated. It's in Siberia. You have a group of swimmers that were there operating, and Soy Base Jeremy, the news is full of bullshit nowadays too, but go out for a walk in Washington State and let me know what you find. Or the land between the lakes in Kentucky, if that's closer to you. But the thing is that, or wait, you're in Michigan. Fuck, just go out in the woods there. Let me know what happens. The thing is that you have this situation where these Navy Spetsnaz guys were there, and they were swimming down, testing equipment, and then they see something rising up. They see like lights coming from below. And then they realize there's some humanoid swimmers. They've never seen these type of suits before, never seen these types of people. They're big. They're bigger than them. They're big, 7, 8, 9 foot tall, big.
Yeah.
And a couple of the Spetsnaz guys are like, hey, let's grab one and take it back. We got to show our superiors this. So they start moving in a hostile rate to get to one of the swimmers. And the 3 swimmers start playing with some items on their bracers or their arm sleeves, whatever you want to call it. But at that point, the Spetsnaz commandos are propelled surfaceward to the water's surface. And they suffer the bends because they weren't exactly given a polite, time to let their bodies adjust to the pressure, etc., etc. What happened is they let their superiors know what's going on as to why they're suffering the bends, and that entire situation, Russia just started talking about it maybe 5 or 6 years ago because they still don't have answers.
Well, what happened to the divers?
The divers that were from somewhere else, we have no idea what happened to the inhumanoid divers. But the Russian Spetsnaz guys were pretty much put on report. And then after they found out that they were telling the truth, they started asking some real hard questions, which they couldn't find answers to. But that lake is inhabited by something.
Well, why don't they make some type of probes like we make to send outer space and send it down into the lake?
Well, I'm pretty certain that in normal circumstances, it'd be easy to do that. But I have to reiterate, Janet, that's in Siberia. And I'll just tell you from my own experience in 1995 that when we were up, we had crossed through Denmark or through Germany, through the Kiel Canal, and we were going up to the Baltic Sea. We had standard submersible drones that were cabled to the ship. And there were problems with just the water being as cold as it is, which was like 38, 37 degrees. and this is in the month of April and May.
Mm-hmm.
Our equipment was having trouble with that temperature. Where they're reporting that at Lake Baikal in 1982, and since then, it's not exactly, you got a 5-lane highway that'll help you get there safe and sound. These are rough areas in Siberia. There's still not a high amount of civilization there. So getting infrastructure there with sensitive equipment is not going to be an easy thing. And yeah, Six Nations, they did find deep ones basically. But this story here has been verified more often than what I'd like to read about. And even more so, they've been finding other things in Lake Baikal, which keeps repelling them back. So this is the first of a few instances it's happened there. Grumpy Old Ninja talked about something that we saw in Afghanistan. I think it was 2009 or 2006. We had a red-headed giant, 6 fingers, over 10 feet tall, killed one of our own guys, supposedly.
What?
But,
Well, I was going to say something about this
Go ahead.
article that you brought up.
Go ahead.
About the sturgeon, okay, and how we've been eating caviar, basically, that we've collected from these fish for, hundreds of, years probably, at least, and they do get bigger and bigger, okay, and like I was saying earlier about animals that are in the oceans, like, the giant squid and things like that. And there was that one fish, I can't remember the name of it. I always forget its name, where that fisherman, that they pulled it out, and the only time they've ever seen them were from fossils, right? So we know that there's animals in the ocean that we may never see, but there's evidence in fossils that they existed, and they could still be alive in the ocean because it's so vast. But I can tell you right now, I do believe in these ginormous fish and whatever they are down there, because even at nuclear power plants that have lakes that do the cooling, right? They have divers that go down and clean the grids, or whatever those are called, the like vents. Okay, they have to keep them clean so that the flow stays level, or whatever, or the pressure goes down inside the plants, or whatever else type of thing. And I've lived in a couple places where they've had nuclear power plants that have that, and they have said they went down and saw catfish as big as a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yep.
And it just lays there with its mouth open, sucking up the stuff because the water's flowing by it. Okay, right. So that's why just things like that with common sense tells you that there is other things in the other oceans and lakes that are probably even bigger and mutated or whatever, that because there's a catfish right there and people have seen it with their own eyes and touched it that big. So what else is out there that we don't know about? And some people might say that's not possible or whatever they want to say, but that doesn't change the fact that it could be something out there that we don't know about. Some type of giant fish or lizard-like creature or whatever. We don't know because we haven't been able to capture one. But that just because we haven't captured it or brought one up or found a dead one doesn't mean it doesn't exist. When they did a lot of the deep sea water things with the whatever those are called, those kind of special ships that they take down there, they have a robotic arm to look at things. They found all kinds of things down there and found bones at the very bottom of whales and other things. And then you have hagfish and other different creatures that eat on it, like a whale would sink down to the bottom. And that's what they would eat on, all crabs, all kinds of things. So there's just no telling. I mean, I really do believe that there's things down there that we might never find out about because there's caves, crevices in the earth that they could live in. I mean, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm just saying, I don't know what it is, but I do believe there's things down there that we don't know about yet. And I do believe there's things in the mountains and in woods and other places that we don't know about yet.
Right.
I really do believe that.
Yeah, what's so funny too? Here's how bizarre this is. Okay, so what is the main component of air?
The main component is going to be 2 parts hydrogen. What's up?
Hydrogen, right? See, like 70% hydrogen, 30% oxygen, right?
Okay.
Maybe
What's-
30. Probably
Yeah.
closer.
What's
to
the main
20.
component of? And then and in the ocean, what's the ratio there?
I don't know. I'm
Actually
not a
has-
scientist.
Well, the ratio of oxygen in the ocean is actually higher than the air.
Mhm.
It's up to 50% in the water in the ocean.
Really?
So the thing is, again, if you had and they've proven this, if your brain has more oxygen, you have more brain activity. So if there is anything intelligent and it can survive that pressure, it can't come up. It has to stay down there, but they can be happy down there and just live a happy life down there. It's Joe's atmosphere.
No, he's
But
not naked. His
It's
legs
fascinating. It's
picked up
fascinating.
by ants. I was saying that because Soy Based Jeremy said, "Are you naked, dude?"
Oh shit! I didn't see your feet.
So yeah, he's
Yeah,
got
that
a
fucker swole.
You should have put down Wiki Feet, not only hands. You should have figured this out, buddy. No.
only feet.
Oh
on.
no, Wiki Feet. It's Wiki Feet. That's the right one. It's Wiki Feet. That's what you look up. That's where you actually do a Wiki Feet search. You'll probably find Chrissy Mayer and X-Ray Girl on there because again, clipped, put it out there. They do that. It's Wiki Feet. It's so.
I bet you
so
can find Brie Larson's feet.
I guess I could.
Mhm.
I'll be right back. Just kidding.
Yeah, I bet you could know. But yeah, I think it's that to me is what all science is all about, is finding out answers to all the things that we don't know about and to keep looking for it. I mean, just think about all the things that we've created since someone used their imagination and came up with outer space movies and TV shows and books, coming
Oh,
up with
yeah.
lasers and food modulators and whatever else they could come up with. And people would think about how interesting that was and maybe that we could make one. Okay. And that's how we've come up with a lot of things: bicycles, boats, planes, everything.
Yeah, these are my famous notebooks. I brought them to Gary and showed him.
Mhm.
Basically, I have an idea book, I have a personal book, and I have a workbook. The idea book in here has all this stuff, and it's funny that I've actually been doing. Well, I'll just show it really fast. I just didn't. Where did I do it? Oh yeah, I was designing.
Hold on, let's click on it.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, make it bigger. There you go.
Designing something here. I'm designing an engine, a gravity engine. Yeah, I do all that shit. Yeah, I have all this stuff. I do gravity
Well, that's
engine
good.
frequency.
I mean, anything
Yeah,
you
I'm
can
doing all
come
that
up
stuff.
and
Yeah,
come
I'm
up with
doing-
something needed.
Yeah, I'm designing
make
it
money
here,
off of
putting the
it.
thing up
Yeah, hold
that, and just doing all that stuff. I've already figured it out. I've figured out how to do it. And where is it? I'll show you real fast. Yeah, basically, where is it? Right here. Yeah, acoustic wires, this and that, elements and stuff like that. And it's with coils and all that. Again, I invent shit too. Yeah, I do everything. Remember? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm doing. No, this is part of the whole thing. Because again, I want to live off the grid. And I can do it. I want to. I've already figured it out. I know what to do. So I'm going to use water, use the solar, and use gravity. Gravity is the big thing I'm going to be using. Gravity. So that's my biggest.
If you can use the magnetic power.
Yeah, that too. You can. That's easy to do. That's very simple to do. I can build a gearless engine using magnets. It's very easy. Very easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched a couple little documentaries showing all these really cool things that you can do with magnets.
Yeah, but again, what the greatest untapped potential on this earth is gravity. No one's using it. because again, think about it. Very, very quickly, what I'm doing here is basically going to have a combination gravity battery and water purifier. You use them both at the same time. With the rain, you basically have a mechanism that holds the container, the drum up, elevated, and it's locked in, and it's left out there until it fills up with water. And then once you need power, you release it and it drops, and you get power. As it drops, it spins the gears and makes the engine work. And as it's dropping, it lifts up another container in its place on the other side. So it locks down. So then once that's filled up, it drops down again. So it can continue back and forth forever, and you get power. That's one thing.
Cool.
And then when the water goes through the filter itself, it purifies the water. So you get purified water. So it does two things at once.
Multiple things all at one time.
That's the point. That's the thing.
Of them for resources.
Yes, and then then that's what I'm saying, and that's how my water. It's gonna be a combination water purifier, and gravity battery. Basically, you look that up; it's a real thing. And I've already figured out, the whole. I've already. I talked with Gary yesterday about building a plasmoid generator. Yeah, anti-gravity and electricity. So I'm doing that too. I have the designs for it too. I'm already designing that, so I'm already ready to go. I'm done. Basically, like I said, if you've been dreaming about the Roman Empire, basically where I am is I'm about to become I am a slave right now. I just became a slave if we talk about Gladiator. Like I said, wife's gone, family's gone. I'm home alone. I'm by myself, and I'm homeless, and I met slave. But I'm going to aim for the emperor. I'm going to take over and basically free the people. That's my mission in life now. No, I am going to tell. Well, no one's gonna. They can't harm me. I have nothing. You know what I'm doing this for? I don't want money. I don't want money. I want to be left the fuck alone. That's what I'm doing. I said I'm going to give everything for free. It's all this again. The people are doing this already on their homesteads. All I want to do is just do a DIY. Here's how you can do it, and just here are the plans. Go out and do it. Because I don't want money. I'm not about profit. I'm about peace. I want to be left alone. And in 2020, these assholes disturbed my peace. And it was basically John Wick in a way. In 2019, my wife passed away. In 2020, they told me to put a mask on. I said, fuck them. And I came back. That's what I'm doing. And in 2021, I collapsed and had a seizure, basically. And it was basically me collapsing. And I don't know. I still don't know what the root cause was, but it's autoimmune. Because I don't get colds. I don't get flus. The last time I had a cold was 1980. I don't get sick. I'm 50. I'll be 56 in March. And I've never had a cavity. I've never had a surgery. I've never had anything because I'm not an idiot. I don't listen to these assholes. I don't eat their garbage. I don't eat anything with a box, anything with a label on it. I don't eat it. I eat anything, pull it out of the ground and clean it off in myself. And I already know what I want. Goats, chickens, and bees. Those three things. Goats, chickens, and bees. You have that, you're set for fucking life. Goat cheese, goat milk, best for you. Eggs, you get eggs for life. And the bees, honey. You get those three things and you have your own garden, you're set for life. And that's my goal now. And of course,
with the bees will help you pollinate all your vegetables and fruits and stuff.
And raw honey is fucking amazing
and healthy.
I made myself.
It's a natural sweetener for all your foods that you're going to cook.
Yeah, I knew what I did. I made a very spicy stew with and fermented stuff, sauerkraut, everything like that. It's very pungent. I actually put honey in it. It killed the heat, killed everything, ate it, and it's good. And it's healthy. And what do I have to show for that? Without exercise, I can't walk. I have lost 225 pounds since January. Just by this. And the will to say, I'm not going to take this anymore. I don't want to wake up to the shit show anymore. I want to wake up to a good life. And I basically now I'm putting it out there, and I got to tell tough. I put it out there on YouTube. I put it out there on Twitter. I even went to the meetup. I'm looking for a wife. I want someone who's going to come along with me. And I want someone who's going to come with me and build it. And if you're young enough, you have the kids, let's do it. Because again, I'm done with this shit. And I got a shout out in FNT today about the 3-hour mark time. I had to look it up. Yeah, basically, because Gary saw me and went, my God, look at him. He looks swole and all stuff. And they were all like, oh, look at that. And Melissa was there. I have the video out there, but Melissa saw me and went, well, look at you and all that stuff. What was so funny is
it looked like it was hundreds of people that went.
Yeah, it was about 100. Yeah, the line started at 6, and it was from 6 to 9 was the meetup. Okay, but the last person in line that talked to Gary talked to him at 11:30. It was that damn long, and it was and all the headliner was Gary and X-Ray Girl. And you know, Tom was there and all. But the thing is that we like Tom, Nick Weiser, you know, Horror Armorata, Spherian, were just running around, doing stuff, doing videos and stuff like that. Gary was the main attraction, but it was like, man, but everyone was nice, but it was just like so freaking long because again, a lot of people showed up, and Gary gives people time. My God, he spends so much time with people because he loves everybody. We only love each other. That's the thing. We can argue, we can talk back, but that's the whole thing. We're actually normal people. We can bitch and moan and be mad and laugh and all that stuff. We're not gonna kill each other because we know that that's part of the human condition. Is sometimes people are not going to agree with you, and you have to accept that. And you know, if something triggers you, that's a fucking you problem, and you have to get off your fucking ass. And that's what I did. If you go back to my videos in January of this year, when I had the vision, and I don't say God, I say love. I'm a simplified person. If someone said what's the answer to everything, I say God is love, love is God, and it's just love. It's all it is, pure love. And I had that enter into me in January, and it was pure love. It had no religion, it had no nothing. Because think about it. And I know it. I know what pure love is because I've been married and I've had a woman love me. A woman love me, and not sex, love. It's different. People are being led astray in the shit show that sex is love, and it's not. But again, when you feel the pure love of the universe around you, you feel unworthy of it. And I accepted it, and I healed. My brain healed, my hip healed. I could walk. They saw me. They said, you're walking. They couldn't believe it. Gary couldn't believe it. And then Melissa was there. Melissa was there, his wife, and I love Melissa. And you know, they were all like, happy that I was okay. And again, I go, yeah, it's still a long way to go. And then I talked to Gary about doing stuff like that because I said, Gary, I want to start doing stuff. Anybody out there like Joe's Atmosphere, Joe, if you need help with your comic, get promoted, website that's done, let's talk. Anybody needs any help, because again, like I was saying, showing there, if you go back to earlier in the video, people were selling their the guy is making metal medallions to get to start a business, to do stuff, and that's important. That's what we have to do. This is what's important. The guy brought he made these. He's selling them for $50 a piece, but he's giving them away, and this is important. And again, handmade, custom made coins. He can do any design, all that stuff, and that's what I'm saying. People are out there doing things. The fellowship is strong. Joe, you got your comic. And his streams are so wonderful. Janet, you're doing the shit show here, all your streams, and you're out there on Spaces on X doing stuff. Bruce, you're doing the videos. You two doing your videos. Everybody out here is doing something, and it's not about the grift. It's about, hey, I love this. I enjoy this. So this is what I enjoy doing, and if I get paid for doing it because it's something that's special to me, I'm going to survive. I'm going to be able to eat and keep a roof over my head. And I'm doing something that's not jeopardizing your moral code, your ethics, or do anything unlawful or you think is unlawful, making money and then just profit. No, it's not about that anymore. Again, we're here because we love what we're doing. The things that we do, the people I see, the shows that I follow, the people that I love here are all doing things because they love what they're doing and they love each other. They love us. We have a common goal. We all went through shit in 2020 and now. And we all found each other then. and we're not going to let go. And that's the point. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. The thing is you're right. I mean, that's the reason. I mean, things change in lots of people's lives. Marriages broke up. People died in their lives, all due to COVID. COVID changed the whole world.
Changed everything. It changed everything.
Just in the States, is in every single country, and people are just like you and me. Where
I'm glad my wife's not here to see this shit show.
But that we decided to do something different to help get over what we lost or what we felt we lost because of COVID. And I've met so many people on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and on YouTube, and on this journey that I've been on. I've met Bruce, because of his wife, it changed everything because I was just doing stuff for fun and goofing around. And then when Bruce had me on his show and we decided to start doing the movie reviews, I'm telling you, it changed everything for me. It made me want to do more instead of just sitting and giving up, basically, just saying, well, I don't have anything, I have nothing to offer anyone, it changes. It changed me. And I look forward to it every week. I've met so many wonderful people. I met you, Ruben, because I was on a show that you were already on. And, just
Albo Productions.
It's what I'm saying is it's weird why our life puts us on a path.
Well, I don't think it's weird. I think there is a reason for everything. And the thing is that I am not going to be the person that's going to sit down and not say nothing. I'm going to be one that's going to say something. I am always been the first person that says, this shit's wrong. So my entire life. I'm not the one that goes, who's going to stand up first? No, I'm the one that stands up fucking first. No, I'm serious. Here's one thing I never understood. Why are people afraid to talk in public? Why? I've never understood that. That makes no sense to me. I've always done that.
I've never been that person.
Well,
it's funny. It's funny because I had my speech class in high school, and all the kids were terrified. And I said, "Oh, fine." And I saw them study their subjects and have cue cards, all that bullshit. I'm going, "What are you all doing? Just talk on your subject. Why don't you just talk?" So I said, the teacher said I was bullshit, and I basically said, "Okay, I don't want a subject. You just give me a subject the day of the report, and I'll give you a report." And everyone else had prepared for months and all that bullshit and had all these stuff. And then, okay, Ruben, your turn. I went up there and he gave me the subject. I just gave him the topic. He says, and I said, try to shock me. And again, they knew me as Ruben. My first date, I was 29 years old and married my wife. So you know already about how goody two shoes I am. So his subject was make a case for the legalization of prostitution.
Did you?
And I did. And I did. And I got an A+. So I know, because again, that's what I'm saying. And I say it here, and I say it in my videos. I say it every day. Challenge me, motherfucker. I can do anything. That's a thing. I will do everything. No, I'm serious. Not you. I mean, not you all. I'm just saying in general.
I know.
I'm going to dare to the ether of the stupidity that's out there, the shit show. You try to knock me down. Yes, I'm down, but I'm going to stand back up. It's the best scene too. Also, is like V for Vendetta. Once at the very end, when he basically says, "By the time that you try and shoot me and I'm down, you better hope you don't reload." They just shot me. I'm about to stand the fuck up. I am losing this weight. I'm getting it. This weight is a tumor. It's a tumor. These are tumors, and they caused it. I firmly believe this toxic world did it. I grew up. We drank Kool-Aid. We drank Coke. We did all. We drank. We had margarine. We did all that bullshit. My mother didn't know. And then when father had his heart attack, yes, then she changed our diet, but there were still some things it didn't do. And they use a lot of fucking chemicals, Lysol, 419, bug cleaner, Roundup, all that bullshit. They did all that bullshit. and both of them died of dementia, and I'm fucking sick of it. And again, I don't talk to my sister because she's gone nuts because she's a Biden supporter out the ass, and she's just a fucking loser. She has a rheumatoid arthritis, and she just can't walk anymore. And she's now gaining weight, and she's just going off the deep end. And her my 13-year-old niece does also have the same thing. How the fuck is happening at 13? It's you're eating shit. You're in shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, boy. Just kidding. I had to do the
the thing is that it takes a good parent that wants to make sure that they feed their kids the best they can. That's if the parent knows.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. At 9 years old, I asked my mother, teach me how to cook. Yeah, I know. And then my sister doesn't even fucking cook. She hates cooking because, again, that's a woman's job. Fuck you, you cunt. You don't know what you're talking about. That's why you're fucking fat and laser. And her beta. No, I'm serious. Her beta cuck husband does it. And again, my father passed away September 8th, 2020. I went down there, and Laredo, Texas is a piece of shit city. They're the first city that required masks, and they charged they wanted me to pay $1,000 a day because I said, fuck you. I was not going to wear a fucking cunt mask. I'm not a fucking piece of shit like you are, you fucking Mexican faggots. I'm sorry. I hate these fucking people. They are fucking evil. They are dumb fucks. I hate Laredo. But if I were president, I'm going to blow it up. That's my quote. I say that. I'm just saying, I hate that place. Again, they're still stupid. And
it's about 20 years behind the rest of America.
Not even 20.
The biggest problem I have with Laredo. It's completely behind.
Is it a city in Texas?
It's a shithole in Texas. It's the asshole of the United States. It's the asshole of the United States. Really is.
Well, how big is it? How big is the town? Is it?
When I was living there, it was about 50,000, and then in 1990 when I left, it was about picked about 100. Now they're about 300,000 idiots there, and I don't know.
That's a pretty big town.
Yeah, but they're all fucking idiots. They listen to 80s music still, and they're incestuous little idiots, and they fuck each other, and they're so stupid. They're just like this. It's the sickest. They're sick people, like the Walmart or a shopping center. Mm-hmm. People will throw their trash when they don't, if they don't have enough in their car, they just throw the trash on the ground. It's like San Francisco. They show baby shit on the ground if they don't. It's horrible. Homeless. It's always been like that. It's terrible. It's a cesspool.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And as a kid, I would walk around and I would say immigration. I would make fun of people. I would never speak Spanish. I hate speaking Spanish. That's because of these assholes. And every time they say Spanish, they go, "You don't know what the fuck is saying." And I did the Donald Trump thing at 10 years old. I said, I'm not Mexican. I don't rape women and beat them up. And you do all do that. All you do are rapists. I said at 10, I was telling her already they're rapists. That's kids. I don't care. Because I saw what they did. They molested in the locker room. I saw this shit. I'm going, what are you all doing?
Terrible.
And of course, they did this in college too, and all that stuff. I've seen that. I've stopped lots of rapes from happening in my lifetime. But again, 75% of the time, I was blamed for breaking it up by the lady. And China going, "Wow, you are so gone. You have no value for your life." And again, women are like that, and now men are like that too. There's a crisis right now of men committing suicide. It's really, really high, and it's sad. That's the reason why I'm also doing videos. I'm going, look, I'm dropped 225. I want you to keep on fighting. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got to do it. The shit show's here, yeah, but you got to deal with stress. And you got kids now. If you tell them the wrong pronoun, they go ape shit. What if a war happens? These are the first motherfuckers going to just jump off the end and go insane. It's crazy. You got poor men masturbating to women on OnlyFans. You got people who don't want to engage face to face and are just engaging like this. It's crazy. And again, it's all part of the plan. It is. It's all part of the plan.
Yep. But the thing is, there's always someone that messes up the plan.
Yeah. And I
Nothing ever goes
am the
as-
call. I will break the wheel. I am a disruptor. I am a threat to democracy because democracy is mom rule. And that's the whole thing. These assholes don't even know what democracy is. It's evil. Democracy is evil. And they don't understand that. They don't get it. The Bill of Rights is not the rights the government gave to you. The Bill of Rights is what the government can't do to you. It's a anti-government oppression list. And it's misconstrued all the fucking time. And I hate that. God, people don't. I love politics too. I know all about judicial. I know about the Congress and the presidential. I know everything. I know exactly everything. And they know that we know. That is exactly why they set up January 6th, because they knew that people like me, as I was watching television because I was sick, and I'm going, okay, here we go. Now Pence is going to do what he has to do, and it's legally you have to do these things. And then when he said no, and I went, why? It's proven. I can't do it. That was a lie. But the media followed him because he's a plant and an asshole, and it happened. And here we are. And Romney and Gates, and not Gates is a good guy, but who is Lindsey Graham, gay, and yeah, he's a fucking idiot. He's molested kids too. No, again, I'm not a Republican, never have been a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat, never been a Democrat. I am independent because I'm a fucking mind. And that's how it works. And I'm ready to disrupt the shit show because that's it. I'm fired up for two reasons. One, because yesterday was really awesome. Everyone was there. And a lot of people, and again, I went there. I said, I want to help you. I want to help anybody and everybody. Because I gotta eat. Right now, I gotta find a home, and it's hard. But I'm dealing with a lot today. I'm very, 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 very weak because I went out there to the meetup, but I had to go.
Yeah.
And I'm fired up, and I'm fired up because of all the love, the happiness, being here right now, and I don't want to see the world burn. And it's burning right now on two fronts. When you think about it. Not the war side, the economy side, but then the actual world is burning now. You have Iceland volcanoes. Mexico's getting volcanoes. What the fuck's going on here? There was an earthquake yesterday here, about 100 miles from me, in Illinois.
How big was it? How big was it?
3.6.
That's, you can feel that.
Yeah, but again, that's what I'm saying. Something's happening. Something's happening here.
Do you have one of those apps on your phone?
No, I just monitor. I monitor just like news. I try and I look at all sources. I read CNN and I laugh, MSNBC and I cringe. I read everything because again I want to know what they're saying. I want to know what they're doing. And again, I wish I knew TikTok and all that bullshit. I don't. I just because I'm not an idiot. But it is what it is. But we're here to have fun, and I'm really glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. But you're a lucky person that got to go to that.
Oh, it was fun. But again, Horror Armada and Chief City and drove from Montana, 18 hours to go there. Shit, crazy.
Yeah, but where else would they have been able to go? I mean,
Vegas.
They could have went to Vegas.
Vegas or Dallas, which I think they did go. Yeah, they're out there. But Sheep was funny. So I like Sheep. And again, I'm so racist. Sheep came up and gave me a big hug, and Homer and Rada were there and all that stuff. Again, we're not racist. My God, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've been with a African beauty before, Benny.
Well, the thing is that lots of people can say anything they want. People are going to say anything they want. It's and I feel sorry for all the people that just blindly believe something because somebody said it. Okay, if there's nothing to back it up, then it's not true. I mean, yeah, exactly. I've seen people talk bad about other people, but that doesn't mean it's real. So I'm not one of those people. I don't just blindly everything that someone tells me just because somebody said it.
Question everything, even question what I say. I'm always saying, question. You have to question everything. Don't take anything with everything. Take everything with a grain of salt. What is it? What is it? Interstellar travel where no suns. I don't understand that. I don't understand what you mean. I'm confused. Interstellar travel where there are no suns and nothing but galaxies in the distance. Yeah, that's well. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I now I know what you mean. I know what you mean now. Yeah, interstellar travel is very, very, very empty. Just like the atom is very, very, very empty.
Yeah, it's like I was talking about earlier about the vastness of space. There's lots and lots of. You have to travel very long far to even see anything.
Yeah,
because
I figured it. I figured it out. I had the vision. I figured out what the universe is. It's interesting. So it's a vibration. We're all vibration. It's interesting, and that vibration is expressed by light, sound, touch, everything. Because again, light is a wave, or sorry, life appears as a wave.
Impulses.
Life, yeah, it's electrical impulses. That's the best. That's the more accurate term. Because again, I figured out what the truth behind the double slit experiment is too. It's so simple. Like basically, like we exist right now. We're on video right here, okay? But the thing is that, as you know, we're on video. We're talking right now. But again, it does the screen render all the time? No, it only renders the pixels. So only the pixels change. So when you're moving, only that part of you moves through the universe. And it's all electric. What you see, you don't see it around you. It's all electrons, and they don't vibrate. They don't move. They spin. They have very different orientations, but but they don't move. They don't move. They stay in the same place.
Good night.
That's how it
Jay
works.
Thank you for coming.
And people don't see that, and I saw it, and I get it now. I know the shape of it too. It's a double. It's a torus. It's a double twisted torus, and the way you can represent it is by a Mobius strip, 2 Mobius strips back to back, or I should say, 1 Mobius strip with 2 different sides.
Yeah,
it's a very interesting design. I'm going to design and write a paper on that too. What am I not going to write a paper on? Well,
I don't know.
There's 2 things I don't know how to do. I can't play guitar, and I don't know how to swim. But everything else I do.
Well, I really think the swim will probably be coming up next summer.
That's the thing. I'm gonna basically.
There you go. There's you something, because you'll be ready to dive in and swim.
That's right. Right over to the ladies at the bar.
But the thing is, I think you're gonna be able to do it. You're gonna be ready by then.
I hope so. God. Because again, if you say because I'm a Pisces, really, I'm March 6th, so I should swim. I got big feet, size 17, ladies.
Yeah.
So
well, you'll be doing it. I think you will.
Fantastic.
If you keep focusing on the next meet and greet, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And saying, okay, where am I going to be for the next one?
Vegas is the next one in April. So, and again, I may be living down in that area because it's also because what Gary told me. I asked him, Gary, if you were single and you want to do Final Frontier shit full time, where would you live? What would be your home base? And he basically said, Melissa and him decided their number 2 choice was Santa Fe, New Mexico. But number 1 was San Antonio. So that's where either Santa Fe, Phoenix, or Vegas. Those are the 3 right now where I'm leaning to the 5th, because it has to be south, because I have to still finish healing up, and I need a lot of sunlight so I can heal up. I have a goal. Got to keep it going. And I have a plan B and a plan C.
Plan B and a plan C.
Yeah,
well, that's good. You should always say.
This is like I just said. This is plan A. This is plan B. And this is plan C. No, I'm serious. This is a specialized Google phone, which has no Google on it. This is not a Google phone. This is an encrypted cell phone, and this is a computer. So I'm ready to go if I have to. This is like if shit hits the fan, I have my bug out bag here. And I have my 1 little container and the clothes I wear. I'm ready to go. Boom. Don't.
Well,
Oh,
when
save
you
it.
when you
save it.
when you were at the meet and greet, did you get any like hear about any good jobs or anything that you might be able to try for?
Well, again, like I talked to Matt, the guy with the medallions. I want to try and reach out to him and do some work for him because again, that's what I want to say. If anybody needs help with, a website, a business plan, things they want to get through, I want to do this. Ruben, what should I do? That's what I'm doing. I'm basically spitballing all these ideas. Like I want to write my book, finish my poetry book, finish my scientific books, finish my history books, finish my what else am I going to finish? My symphonies, my concertos I'm writing. My art, my paintings. I have so much shit I have that I need to do, but right now my main concentration is my health, and it consumes me daily. I'm in pain right now, but I'm still here, and I'm adjusting myself as we're doing this because I'm trying to heal, and I'm not going to stop. So that's what I'm saying. I have nothing to lose, and a dangerous man is one who has nothing to lose, and I'm done with this shit. I'm ready to fight back. I am. And again, I want to debate Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Well, it's working. I mean, your anger to help you heal is definitely
my
working.
defiance, I should say. I'm defiant.
Yeah.
I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. I'm persistent. It's my entire life. And again, the one thing that happens to me, if somebody says it can't be done, Ruben, fuck you, it's going to be done because I'm going to do it. If I fail, then I'm going to get up and try again. And if I fail, I'm going to get up and try again. And if I fail, I'm not giving up. I'll be 56. I've never had a surgery. I've never had a cavity. I haven't had a cold since the 80s, and I don't get sick. And I don't use shit. I all natural. I only use soap. I don't use anything else. I use natural.
Are you still making your little video, your shorts or whatever with your
periodically I do, but right now I've been again. April was a very August. Sorry, August was a very rough month for me. That's where basically I had the seizures a lot every day. So I stopped doing the videos, but I was still weak. And then September I had the compression, if you remember, where it felt like a black hole. It wasn't being pressed from inside. I felt I was being sucked from the middle of my chest, and I felt the energy flowing in my feet and my hands and my heck. I felt woozy and I couldn't feel my hands. It was really bad, but I got through that. I had the episodes, and then last month was just October was just about this whole like vertigo shit that I had. It was just like weird, and then 2 weeks ago. I'm laying down here and suddenly I have a vision again or a divine intervention, if you feel like that. And my whole hip cracked open and my blood rushed and I could feel my feet for the first time, like whatever. And the muscles relaxed. It was crazy. And then I started walking again. So that's what they said. That's when they saw me, they went, "You're walking?"
So all that happened after you fell and landed on your hip?
When I fell down, that 2 days later it happened. So that's what I'm saying. So there is something out there. Oh shit, wrong button.
Or someone.
I wish it's somebody
that's pushing you in a certain direction.
Is she out there? No, and then of course I was supposed to go. That girl I had 20 years ago I had not talked to, and then she was supposed to come with me, but she couldn't because she had work. I went crap. So I have to see. But I haven't seen her since September anyway, so whatever. She's dealing with her own issues. But I told her, I said, you know what? If I want to take you out, I told her I want to make you an honest woman. If you want that, let's do it. It's up to her balls in her court. If she doesn't want me, then you know what? I'm out of here. I said I'm gone. I am the prize, and that's the most important thing, gentlemen and ladies. Remember that you have worth, you have value. Every single person here that I know, everyone in the chat, everyone that's part of the fellowship, everyone I've met is good and decent. And you are worthy of love and affection and power, of the power within yourself to release. You all are talented. You all have great things. And in this shit show, you are smart. And keep on struggling internally to release all of the things that are negative in your life and be positive.
Mhm.
Yes, you'll have bad days. Life is not fair, but know that you will survive. Again, each day is a gift. What are you going to do with it?
Mhm.
And again, some days I can't get out of bed. What do? Okay, I'm not going to get out of bed. I'll listen to music all day. I'll take care of myself. It's a me day. I'll do it. I'll do it the next day. I'll do it the next day. I'll do it again. Again, you can't stop me from what I want to do. And that's the whole thing. And I want to inspire everybody else. So if you're out there, you need help, DM me. That's what I'm doing. I'm here now to help everybody. I want to create an F&T directory. I want to basically, if somebody needs an editor, have a list of all the editors that are out there that can do the work. Who needs to do logos? Get out there and do logos. I help you with a book. Who can help out? Like if you want to do an anime thing and a show, and you want to have your work being out there, you need help, I'll help you there. And what do I want out of this? I just want to find a home. I want to write and be happy. That's it.
I think that's a really good idea. The whole thing about the,
directory.
Directory with all the fellowship in it.
Yeah, and the only information.
And that way, if somebody in the fellowship wants to do something that someone else knows how to do, they can meet up because they found it in the directory.
Yeah, and some of us are already doing that. Like Culture Casino is doing his DIY things, and also who is it? Tugs and X-Ray Girl doing the dad cast because again, we have to like teach people how to do things, or at least let them know that we have mentors and you can be an apprentice. Again, bring that back. The whole artisan thing about the blacksmith and all that stuff. We've lost that. We've corporatized education. We corporatized our food. We corporatized everything. We're not creating anything more. And we see that in the movies. In the movies we see, they're remaking things over and over and over, the same damn story over and over again. Nothing's original.
It's because they don't want to pay new writers for new material when they already own other things. That's
one but even more sinister, they want to repeat the same story over and over again and beat in your head. And I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to know about men are bad and women are good. I don't want to hear anymore where a woman is empowered to be sexualized and sexualize herself online, and men can't. And you have poor guys that are just, locked in their bedrooms, not doing anything. Because again, they don't. It's just insane.
I think TikTok's changed that. I've seen just as many guys on TikTok making videos, doing the dances, like 3 or 4 guys doing these dances together, different things like that. So,
but again, think about what energy you're putting out there. I'd rather do a video saying, "Hello, ladies, you want a gentleman that's going to take care of you, treat you like a whirly woman? Then contact me, not dance." You know what? I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna tend the land. I'm gonna give you nice goat milk and goat cheese, eggs. I'll cook for you because I know what I'm doing. We'll cook together in the bedroom and the kitchen and every place we will. Then but that's the thing. Again, be playful, be happy. Again, enjoy sex, enjoy life, enjoy everything, enjoy the finer things. But again, find the right woman. Don't sleep around. Don't do that shit. Have some dignity for yourself.
Whoops,
Think for yourself.
too late for that.
But that's
the thing is, I tell people that they shouldn't really try not to use those apps.
No,
for sure, because you can't start in the middle if you want a good relationship that's going to last. If that's what you think you want, you have to start off as friends,
right?
Work your way from that, because you have to know if you both are even looking for the same things.
Right.
If you have the same interests, and how do you find out any of that if you just start off by jumping in the sack and that's it?
You don't.
Getting every relationship, you're already where you should be at the halfway point, basically.
Yeah, but it's so funny. They teach kids now, or not teach kids, they're teaching or encouraging kids to have sex because you're going to have it anyway. And they're having, let's say they're having it at 13 or whatever age you're doing now. They're doing it now, whatever. I don't care. But the point is, and then they become teenagers and adults, and then they can't find romance because they were taught just to put it in, how to cover it up or put the thing on it or whatever. I don't what they do, and then put it in or do whatever. That's it. They're not learning how to have a conversation.
Well, the thing is, it's because they're not having social interaction. They're talking, making videos, right? But it's no person there. They're doing it by themselves. I know. I do that all the time. I make videos by myself, so I'm not really socializing unless you get to like what we're doing right now. We're getting to see each other's facial expressions. We're talking. Yes. We're having a conversation, and so many people don't have that. They're by themselves most of the time. So when they do go out in public, they don't know how to react. They don't know how to approach someone or say, "Hey, I think you're really nice looking," or whatever. You want to go have coffee with me?
Yeah.
Would you want to meet me tomorrow for coffee or something?
Because again,
no
when I approach
that.
a woman, I am the way I am. I will do it as a gentleman, and you have to do it as a gentleman. It's basically because, again, to proper courting of a woman, of a gentleman out there, you have to do this. If you like somebody, you tell them, "I want to get to know you better, and here's my intention." And again, if we find out along the way that doesn't work out, then we're still friends. That's the most important thing, because again, you have to be a man and know your worth, and then value the other.
And that's another thing, is it's harder to just be friends once the other stuff's already in the middle of it.
That's true.
Because now, once you see someone naked, okay, and you see them that way. It's later on when you're trying to be friends. How do you not see him naked? You know, does that make sense?
Well, Janet, for the truth, and has seen you naked.
I mean, honestly, if you, it's just, it's hard to get past that. I think
there's really, I worked at a strip joint for quite a while.
Yeah,
because it was 3 miles from my mom and dad's house. So, like, whenever my friends would come back,
give a juice team.
What? No, I know. I was a DJ. I was the guy spinning.
Sure, you were.
I'd like everybody to put their hands together as we welcome Star to the main stage. Star to the main stage.
Oh my!
Trinity, I need you to the DJ booth right now. Trinity, DJ booth.
For the special show in the DJ booth. Yeah, but
the Kinney, Illinois Kitty Cat Club was 3 miles from mom and dad's house. So, like, when my buddies would get on leave, I had a shorter active duty time than a lot of other guys I had friends with. They went off, did their like 4, 6, or 8 years. I did, a little bit less than that, but I set things up for when friends came down to see what's going on in Central Illinois. We would go there because that was one of the highest rated strip joints in the city, or in the state area, and anywhere south of Chicago, that was where you went.
Right.
And there were girls that, like, there were some nights, like the next day I had the day off, so I could actually do cab duty after work, and I could drive them home. Some of them lived just over in Decatur, which is 30 minutes away. Some lived 2 hours away in St. Louis, and some lived 3 hours away over in the Quad Cities. So you would be driving around. One of them would get in the vehicle and you drive. And then, like, if you get a tail behind you, you have to drive creatively and get them lost and then get back on the road towards where you're supposed to be going. It was interesting, but I worked at the Kitty Cat Club for a while. And then when I went off to go get my CDL, because I was tired of just doing nothing. And that's a problem with the Gen X generation. They sold us a bad bill of goods. A lot of us, we got into things that we shouldn't have, like, non-committal relationships. Like, they told us, hey, instead of finding your true love, why don't you just keep that person at arm's length and don't get too close to them emotionally? They told people that in the 90s. So
yeah,
that's one big reason why trying to find a Gen X person that's in a happy relationship is more of a rarity than it was with the boomers. Right. So, the propaganda worked.
Yep.
But I've got to say that, you have all this stuff that was going on, and just working at a location like that, I will tell you that nakedness it doesn't phase you after like 3 weeks of working a booth. You don't give a shit. You don't care.
Yeah, you
don't care about it. It absolutely desensitizes you to somebody's body. So
yeah, but
whenever
isn't
you
there a
have beautiful
difference?
woman, well, go ahead.
Isn't there a difference in a way? Because again, when my wife gets naked, she makes it sexy for me.
Well, yeah, but you're already
These women
aroused.
don't. They don't.
It's like whenever you make bread, when you make pizza crust in the oven, you know tonight you're having pizza. You know the smell. You know the garlic scent is in the house. You know what's going on. You know what's going to be cooking. Same thing with someone you love.
Put a pizza in the oven tonight.
But whenever it's a stranger, man, it's hard to get the soldier ready to march. You're like, dude, penis, do you see what I see? And he's there hanging by your thigh. No, boss, I've been down this bad tunnel before with the other 78 whores we fucked.
Yeah, but
let's not do this.
Well, what I was saying was, if you use one of those apps, whichever one they are, and you go swipe left, swipe right, whatever, okay, and you find somebody you think they're hot or whatever, and they got the same, they want and have the same type of sex or whatever it is. I don't know what's on those things. You meet up, okay, and whatever, you do all your stuff, and then you separate because that's all you meet. You're just meeting to get laid or whatever. Then you happen to be going to lunch or something and you bump into that person. Okay. So when you bump into and you're talking to him, how are you going to have any type of conversation without thinking about what you just saw there, man?
To them again, you say, sorry, I put my dick in
the day before or a couple of days ago. You know, how do you not do that? I mean,
well,
especially since there wasn't anything else, you know, there wasn't.
Here's a story for you. So in the summer of 2020, I met my former girlfriend, and it was a one night stand that. Well, actually, it was 3 days of sex, and I just met her, and then that was it. We were together for 3 days, and then I didn't see her for a week because she was basically like so embarrassed in a way. But then that ended that. No, well, because again, it's like I had just, buried my wife, and then, all the stuff was in the house. So I basically didn't want to see anything in the house. So this is 2019. So I left and went to a hotel, and I was there. And then I'm out just sitting there for a whole weekend. So I said, I'm here for 3 days. I just need to get away and just not worry about it. So I did that. And then the first night I went out to eat and I couldn't find anything opened. It was like 9 o'clock. And then some guy said, yeah, I'll stay open for doing it. Wait out there till 11. And then, went back to my room and I saw her. She was walking this way toward me with a mask on. This is still, after the COVID thing it's like early summer of 2020. And I let her walk up first. And then I said the line to her. I said, my name is Ruby Christopher Haynes. I'd like to get to know you. What's your name? And then she did. We talked. And then I said, I have my food right here. I'll eat this and come see you. She says, let's go eat together. So then I said, come back to my room. No, let's go to my room. I said, okay, I'll go into her room. I followed her along. And then, sat down, ate, talked, and we played. And we put some music on the back she wanted to hear. And she loves older music, the 40s, 50s around there, Bobby Darin and all that stuff. And, really old. And I like my music too, because my parents, and started playing it. And they were eating there, talking about, life and philosophy and science, all the things that turn me on, which I love. She's an intellectual girl too, very smart. And, I'm gonna go freshen up. The way she says it, freshen up. And then she does the whole little wiggle of the butt and stuff and goes to the bathroom and all stuff. And goes out and comes out and then starts to brush her teeth and all that stuff, cleaning her face and all that stuff. So, what? I said, fuck it. I'm going to do this. So she's walking over back to me. I stand right up and walk over to her. Of course, I'm towering over everybody as usual. I look down to her, and all I do is put my hand around her neck, bring her in, and she goes, "Is this happening?" And I go, "Yes, it is." And then she just like melts into my arms, kiss, everything, clothes come off, everything like that. So after that, it was like 3 days straight. And then,
well, that's great. See, you made an effort.
Yeah, and then a week later, I contact her because she said, "Don't call me in a week. I can't," because it was too intense for her because she'd never had an orgasm before. and I know how to do that because I'm a man. I know how to please a woman. So when that happened, it's funny, not funny, but the end of that first week, I contacted her and then says, let's go out on a date. And this is now the date. We hadn't dated.
Mhm.
So I took her out to a restaurant and all stuff. And she dressed up this time. Really nice. My God. But what's so funny or sweet is she told me after the fact, because then after the fact, we got together and I lived with her, or she lived with me for 6 months. Or we were together. Not 6 months, my God. September through May of 21. So it was pretty, but 9 months or whatever. But the point is, what happened is she told me a story, and this is sweet. So she dressed up for me. And she said, you know what, when we went on a date with you, I was terrified because I dressed up really nicely. And the only thing that I didn't have, I couldn't find my shoes. So I wore my old sneakers. So imagine in my head, a little girl dressing up with a nice dress, but her shoes are old tennis shoes. It's a sweet little picture. Like, I'm ready to go to church, and then she's wearing just her regular slippers or whatever.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I thought that, and I smiled. But then she finished the sentence, and she says, "I was afraid you were going to see my shoes and be disgusted by it. But when I saw you look at me, I knew it didn't matter what I wore." That's how a man conveys to a woman the true intention. You look at her eyes. Yeah, you look very pretty tonight, but it's addressed to the soul and not to the external.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do. And again, I had to leave her because she's an alcoholic and she was still going through divorce, and she does use pharmaceuticals because she does have a little condition. She's kind of schizo in a way, which is fine. I like that. That's what. Now I know why you're wild in bed. So, but I like that. No, I love passion. I love romance. I love sex. I love making love. That's a difference. There's a difference, and I've mastered it because, again, like I said, when I was a late bloomer, I hadn't had sex. My wife was my first person I kissed and all that stuff. So I'm like 29 years old and not how to do anything. And I didn't know how to do anything. So for a very, very long time, up until probably 19, I studied and going, how do I do it right? And then I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Because again, we're going through the shit show of the pandemic because it's like December of 2020. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do everything that I want to do. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm done. You live only once, make it happen. And I've done that. That's a thing too. And that's why now I know what I want to do with my life. And again, damn the shit show, make a difference. So that's what I do. But anyway, God,
you're
2 hours.
You're a lucky man because a lot of people live their whole life and they still don't know what they want.
And the thing is that, and again, and I've done it all. I've taught music. I have taught college. I have worked with corporations. I've done everything. I've built applications. I've set up networks. I know everything. That's why I have all the computer shit. I know this is going to happen. I'm heavily into crypto. I understand blockchain technology. I've done that all the time, cloud computing, all that stuff. So I do everything. And I know how to cook, how to clean, I do everything. I'm the perfect man. I'm the Renaissance man. I'm a universal man. I am the man. And you have to say that to yourself. Fine. Again, never be a master of one thing. Master everything. Be the master of your domain. You really have to. Because in this world nowadays, you cannot just be a specialist. You have to be a generalist.
What, Bruce?
Men have to start taking responsibility for the things that they have and within their arm's reach. We really can't change the world, no matter how much we might.
You can change your world,
but we can change everything within our arm's reach. And therefore, whatever's in your domicile, you have to exercise your authority, and your capability has to grow in order to change those things to how you can be harmonious to where you're supposed to be at.
Yeah, because again,
that's something. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I have declared bankruptcy twice because I created businesses and they collapsed twice, but I've had lots of successes. I had a Mercedes, I had a custom car, I have all that stuff, and I let it go. I sold everything. I've made millions and I've lost millions.
Those are just things, and they're fun to have.
They're just things.
But yeah, they're just things. To truly have quote unquote wealth, you have to be able to have influence, and the best way to create influence is to have a family. And
that's what I want.
That's what I want. Where I failed, as of not.
You didn't
failed,
fail. You just haven't achieved it. You did not fail. What?
But I mean, that's the true way for wealth, because that is almost guaranteed influence. And the thing is that even though you might have quote unquote a family, you still have to treat them well. You still have to raise them well. You still have to be a good caretaker, a good mentor. And eventually, you have to be willing to let your children take over things and let them lead their own lives and have their own spheres of influence develop.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
And then two last things, as I know I've taken up too much time already, but two last things that are important. Number one is you are in control of your destiny. If you do not like what you see in your life, then change it. And if you can't change it, then you are unwilling to change it. It really is true. Look at me. I have no money. I own all the money I have in the world is in this wallet right now, and it is $1. That's all I have. I have nothing. And again, that's it. I'm done. I have to find work. I'll lose my phone very shortly too. I'm trying to create opportunities for myself. But again, the priority right now is health. I am not going to go work for somewhere if I can't hold my head up or I collapse. I'm still I'm threading the needle right now, but I am losing the weight and I am healing, not fast enough, but I'm patient. But I'm going to keep doing it. And you know what? I never had a mentor. My father, I did the opposite of everything he did, basically, because he did. He was simpleton. He was a very simple man. And again, my brother follows his path. A very simple man, just keeps to himself, doesn't do anything else. And again, I'm the different. I want to know everything and do everything and be everything. And I know that more now. I know more than anything else. I want to have a family. I'm still young and I want to have a family. And if I find if the person I love loves me back and wants to have this journey with me, and she can't have kids or she does have a kid, I would take care of that kid. Okay. And if she wants to have kids, we'll have kids. But if she doesn't, she doesn't. Again, right now I'm letting fate decide what my next step is. But I want it all. I want to have that happiness, and I want to bring happiness because again, there is still happiness in the world. If the world burns, I'm still going to be happy because my world's happy. Everything that I do, I determine my happiness. Nothing can get me down. Again, I have nothing. I lost everything. The only thing I have with me, seriously, literally, is this computer, my three phones I'm working on, my quantum computing computer. I do have one of those, and I do have one of those. My instrument and my clothes. That's it. I don't have anything else. I literally have nothing else. This bed I'm sitting on is not my bed. This house is not my house. I'm staying here very, very generously from somebody who I used to play orchestra with, and that's it. And now I'm ready to go. I'm ready to live life and find the right person. And again, again, it's like basically like paddling a river. I'm going one and then back another. I'm doing it my own. I want that partner to do it with too. We can be a powerhouse. Because again,
well, I'm hoping that you're going to get that. You just gotta keep doing what you're doing because you've already achieved so much. Getting to go to the fellowship and getting to see everyone and walk around with them.
That is why. And that is the other thing. I'm sorry. That's the other why I'm pumped up, because going to these meetups pumps you up because you see people. It's like when you go to a meetup, you know what happens? The first thing people say to Gary, and they say, you hear it all the time, you watch FNT and stuff, I thought I was alone. People say that. They say that I thought I was alone. I'm not. And we're not alone. You are not alone. You have love, people who love you out there. You have somebody who loves you, somebody who would die for you. You do have somebody out there. And yourself, you keep yourself strong. all the time. Because in this shit show, being strong of your heart, of your mind, of your soul, of your body, everything, keep it up. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing this for myself first, primarily, but I'm doing this for everybody else because I want everyone to believe that they can achieve. And if the world burns, let's rebuild it together. Because when you build your life, you start with you. Let no one tell you that you're worthless. You are worth a lot. You are gold. You are a gift.
Because there's no one else like you. You're the only one.
Yeah, you are the only one. You're special.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say I love you, I mean it. I do love you. When I was a kid, my very first kindergartner thing, I gave every single person in my class a Valentine's card because I love people. That's the most important thing. I see the uniqueness of people. I go to a meeting, I sit there and I watch people. And I watch everybody here in the chat. Every Friday, I look forward to this because I watch FNT. I'm pumped up. I come here and I love Janet, what she does. And I follow her, what she does, and Bruce and what they do. Again, the gaming they do, the fun they do, the movies they do. Everybody here does something good. That's what you do. And again, in the shit show is a shit show, but we can laugh at it and be happy. And that's what we do together.
Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about it.
Exactly.
But tonight we've been going at it for over 2 hours. And I wanted everybody to know that tomorrow we're going to be playing Bruce's game tomorrow. So would you talk about that, Bruce, real quick, so they can come see us tomorrow if they want?
I've had a YouTube channel for a few years, and I've been running tabletop games since 1987. Literally, I was the one that was interested in getting people together and gathering them and giving them their objectives, or at least giving them a world to where they could play in their own sandbox.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few years of that, you start getting ideas for your own games. The beginning books that were written in the 70s and 80s always had stressed in them, if these rules don't work for you, make something up and have your table agree to it, and then that's your rule. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, that's exactly what tables did. For whatever game system it was, that was the norm. And then, a few years back, the game that I've been running for years, Pathfinder, has slowly lost its influence because people they learned the system very well and they found it easy to manipulate, and that's fine. That's great. But I still really enjoy the basic framework of it. I've altered it a little bit, and I have my own custom rule set that I'm working on right now. But this system is largely untested, and I have my first group of players that are involved with it in a campaign meeting tomorrow at 12:30 Central Standard Time. So,
perfect.
If you want to see Janet from Another Planet, our friend Connell, the Cigar DM, our own chat members, Six Nation 31 Kings, and Flady from Flady One Gaming, along with others in their party, the Crafting Gamer. I saw you over here. I know you're here somewhere, sir. If you want to see these people and actually watch them struggle through the trials, which I will place them through and test the system and their wits, I will be more than happy to have you in our chat tomorrow. And I'm looking for about 6 to 8 hours of game time, maybe more. If being that my chat is mostly local on Central Standard Time, except for some avocado time people, and that's quite okay. But we love you, avocado time people. But I have to say that we will not be having an individual from Europe with us. As much as I miss Joe, I love Joe to pieces.
I know.
But Joe is going to do his own thing with the other group, and he's going to be separating from them. He's still in our Discord, but this group is mostly Americans. Mm-hmm. And so therefore I can run 8 or possibly even 10 hours if I can do it.
If we don't die.
If the party doesn't get killed, that's the main thing.
If we live.
If you guys live. And I'm looking forward to this. I do expect some drama, some stress. I expect some combat. And there will be times where you don't even see me because I'll be laying on my floor with my foot elevated above my heart just so I can keep the cellulitis from getting much worse. I've neglected it for 2 weeks. I didn't realize that's what the problem was. So that's why I was late tonight. I was at a clinic getting diagnosed and then getting everything taken care of with the pharmacist. And then finally arriving home, having my refreshing shower with Duke Cannon soap, and then jumping in stream. Ruben laughs.
No.
But you need to make sure you take your medicine.
I've got my pills
Yes.
every 12 hours.
Don't let this linger. It's not something
No.
you do.
No. Cellulitis bad. Cellulitis bad.
Yes.
Should I change my name to Dr. Faust? Just kidding. No, I'm playing. No. Just to address Michael, I'm good. I'm receiving everything, and basically all the time I feel the swirling around my head. It's basically activated all the time. And I'm just letting it come in, and basically it's all pure love. That's what it is. And that's the whole idea. Basically, I'm telling you the answer. The answer is let love into your heart. Love's all around you. Love is the universe, letting it in. And again, don't fight it. And again, once you feel it, you'll feel like you are not worthy. And I had the experience. I recorded it, and go back to my YouTube video. I put it. You'll see. I'll tell you the miracle that happened to me. How I began healing. And I'll say this. Here's the thing. There's no ego here. Who's responsible for the mess we're in right now? Ultimately, I say me. I am responsible because I'm the analog. I take responsibility. That's the whole idea. And the thing is, I always tell people, take responsibility for what's going around here. I say that if Biden's president, it's my fault. If the war is happening, it's my fault. I'm responsible, so I'm correcting it, and correcting it by being love. And that's why I'm healing myself, and then I will be a messenger of love. That's the whole idea. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. But again, I can be what's the word? I'm not gonna say vengeful. I'm gonna say justified in being very pissed off at people who want to harm humans, harm children, And that's why when I see good souls in the chat at these meetups, that energy, it comes to me. Because again, I don't push out. I'm not pushing out any energy. I'm taking it all in. Give me your pain. Let me take it. I did that, a lot of times I would do that. My former business partner was very sick. So I would heal her. I would touch her and feel her, not sexually, just touch her and then heal her. You have a problem, I'll fix it. And it's not me doing anything. I'm just basically just saying, I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to say what you can do. And we have to do that. We have to reach out to each other, reach out to your family. A lot of people are suffering. And again, thank you very much. I love being here. And follow me again. All the videos are out there. The videos of the meetup. I put videos out there on X also. Xer Girl, who was hilarious. We played the video before with Nick Weiser and all that stuff. Because again, life is too short, but your soul will live for eternity. And while you're here, make it the best. Make this the best life you can. That's all you can do. Yeah. Never give up. Never give up. Every day is a new opportunity for greatness.
Never give up. Never surrender. No.
Exactly. Again, think about that. That Galaxy Quest. What's the message? What's the message of that film? Never give up. Never surrender.
Never give up. Never give up. Never surrender.
And what's the message of the Marvels?
I don't know. I didn't see that one.
Neither did I.
Me too.
There is no message.
But I did want to say that on Sunday night, in Bruce's Discord, we'll be watching the next movie that we're going to review, and I think it's called The Boondock Saints, right?
Boondock Saints, yes.
So if you want to watch the movie with us around 7 p.m., join us in Bruce's Discord, and you can watch a movie with us, all of us.
Movie? What movie?
The Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints.
Never saw that movie.
It's a Sean Patrick Flannery movie. But
okay.
And then Monday night we will be reviewing it on Bruce's channel. So it'll be fun. So if you want, join us and hang out. It's fun. We talk a little bit, and after the movie's over, talk about it, and we enjoyed just hanging out. But
Yeah, since I've never seen that, I could give a very objective opinion.
yeah, but the thing is, thank you for coming tonight. We really appreciate it, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here, right? So, but thank you so much, and I really, really appreciate you guys staying with me tonight, Bruce and Ruben, hanging out with me. Made me feel really special, and thank you.
You're special, Janet. You're special.
Thank you to the chat, because you guys are awesome, and we had a great time hanging out with you guys. Talk to you guys later.